entertainment, Bollywood gossip, Bollywood classics,
मुझको क्या हुआ है?
to the latest hits,
मैं पानी पानी हो गई.
local news and events happening around town, giveaways and lots of masti. This is Namaste Radio. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. on 99.5 FM with your hosts, Vanchika, Sushil and Sandeep. Listen online at namasteradiohouston.com. Download the app, available on your Android and iPhone. Namaste Radio.
Welcome to India House Houston. India House is a non-profit organization that serves the community by bringing resources, education and services to Houstonians like health and fitness programs, language classes, charity clinic and various events. Help the community now. Sponsor a program or volunteer for free food distribution at India House. Host your next indoor or outdoor events at India House facility, parties, weddings or corporate events. Located centrally at 8888 West Belford, Houston. For details, call 713-929-1900 or visit indiahouseinc.org. Follow India House Houston on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Good morning and namaste everyone. Welcome to Namaste Radio. मैं हूं वंशिका और आज मेरे साथ हैं संदीप taking care of all the technical details here. So this is Namaste Radio on 99.5 FM. You can also listen to us on our apps, iPhone or Android. Our website namasteradiohouston.com or on Alexa. And the best way to tune in is on our Facebook page, which is Namaste Radio. We are Facebook Live. Are we live yet? So we are Facebook Live. So you can also quickly go to Facebook and Namaste Radio and watch us live in studio. This is a special show on mental health awareness in Asian Americans. Dedicated this entire month to this. We've had amazing speakers in the last 2 weeks, and today we have two distinguished speakers. They are going to be talking to us about everything to do with mental health awareness, and I'm so excited for them, that they are here. I'm really excited. But before that, I want to thank India House Houston for this partnership, and we want to thank Hawk Foundation and Asian American Health Coalition for helping us present this show every Saturday in the month of October from noon to 1 p.m. Now, before we get started about the show, the topic for today's show is next relationship. Are you ready? And very important question. Next relationship, बहुत ही important होती है. So, before that, today we will be talking to Mr. Sujan Shah, thank you and welcome, and Ms. Namita Majumdar, thank you so much and welcome. Now, talking about them, Sujanji is a mindfulness practitioner and keynote speaker at Sujan Speaks. He is a Chopra certified meditation teacher. He has been speaking and training about mindfulness for more than 5 years, and he believes that exploring the dimensions beyond mind and body is something fundamental to humankind. He routinely delivers many talks on mindfulness subjects for various groups, and he's been on Namaste Radio twice before and shared some really great insights on mindfulness. And his interest lies in helping communities to make better choices for changing lifestyle and live a blissful life. Liberating Together is a meetup group founded by Sujanji on July of 2020 last year, and we will be talking a lot about that group today, so I'm very excited. And now talking about Namita ji, she has completed her studies in performing arts and special education for special kids from India, and has been part of many NGOs working for social causes in urban slums and rural parts of India and the US. She's a gifted dancer who believes in Indian dance. So to preserve the culture of Indian history of art, she initiated Kala Sanskriti Folk Arts Center for reviving authentic folk art infusion generation. Now she is also a critical part of this meetup group Liberating Together as an administrator, and we will be talking about that group in detail. तो सबसे पहले तो नमस्ते and welcome आप दोनों को.
नमस्ते.
Thank you so much. आप दोनों आते हैं and हर बार आते हैं तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है. Last time I know Sujan ji was the speaker, but Namita ji accompanied him, and there's so much to learn when we talk to you all, and especially ये जो group है. And before we get on to starting with our show today, I want to encourage all listeners out there, because बॉलीवुड के टाइम इधर उधर लोग कॉल करते हैं, लेकिन इस शो में मुझे लगता है कभी कभी लोग थोड़ा हेजिटेट करते हैं कॉल करने से पहले. सो द नंबर यू कैन कॉल एंड पार्टिसिपेट while we are talking to Sujan ji, while we are talking to Namita ji, is 713-974-4000. So participate by calling, or we are live on Facebook. You can also comment there. So now talking to Sujan ji and Namita ji, ये टॉपिक, आर यू रेडी फॉर योर नेक्स्ट रिलेशनशिप? Who is ever ready?
Right.
Like, मैं खुद शादीशुदा हूँ. Was I ready? I don't know. Like, but जब आपने इसको डिस्क्राइब किया ना, तो I was like, it's mind boggling that yeah, do we think about that?
Right.
So thank you. आप आज इसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे, because हर किसी को, चाहे वो फर्स्ट लव, वो टीनेज वाला लव है, या शादी है, या दूसरी शादी है, या 65 में आपको आपको प्यार हुआ है, क्यों नहीं?
right.
तो उसके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है. तो आप बताइए, हाउ डू यू नो यू आर रेडी फॉर रिलेशनशिप?
So, well, first of all, thank you, Vanshika ji, for having us, and Sandeep ji. And such a warm welcome, and like thank you. And you're right, you mentioned that people are a little bit scared to talk about this because there is a taboo in our society, in everywhere. And what happened, why happened, how I can come out of this. And when we come out of any relationship, the next obvious question is, am I ready?
Yes.
And there's so many distractions out there in society and our movies, entertainment industry saying, do certain things or do that or this. So it may not be very advisable for each individual to move forward.
Right.
And when you see the flip part of it, when you're divorced, you're up with all the emotions scattered.
जी.
And फिर हम आगे कैसे बढ़ सकते हैं? How can we move forward? And as you said, especially after that, can we move forward? Am I ready? And that's how I think we came up with this topic, saying, do you really feel ready? Are you running away from yourself? Or what are your patterns? And that needs a very special attention towards yourself, awareness.
Yes, absolutely.
Meditation. So,
absolutely. आप इस बारे में कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
Yes, I would share something. Being South Asian.
सबसे पहले आपको मैं बताऊं, आज आप बहुत सुंदर लग रही हैं. And we'll have a post show picture, and this is a part of being happy also. I know her for a long time, such a happy person, and बहुत सुंदर लग रहे हैं आज आप, और आपकी ड्रेस आउटफिट मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगी.
Thank you so much. Well, the main part is our South Asian family. The society, the norms, the conditioning, how we have brought up, in what are the environments. It creates so much confusion within ourselves, to be and not to be, what we are, what we believe, and what we should do.
Right.
So when we face any critical situation, any kind of relationship breakup, may it be friends, family, husband, spouse, anything, then all this plays a very, very critical part in our mind. And in that confusion, we try to jump into next venture,
जी
next relationship.
बिना कुछ समझे we're just jumping into
yes,
it. Yeah.
we're jumping. It may be rebound, it may be the peer pressure, it may be the family pressure. So we don't think of we as ourselves.
Yes.
What we are going through, what are our thought process, what are we being mindful, what are emotions in ourselves. So that is a big question to ourselves. Are we really ready, or are we doing what the others are saying? Are we being influenced? And then we jump in, and again the same thing. We go into the same thought process, what we believe in, what we have in within, without being ourselves. And that is a very critical thing to jump in.
So the main thing is to self-realize आप
Right.
क्या हैं?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
as much as everybody around us is important, but at that moment we need to know about ourselves,
Right.
learn.
Right. So I think what she said is excellent because, we go through conditioning. We memorize, brain records everything when we are going through childhood, adulthood. It records everything, the
Ji.
commercials, the entertainment, or everything. And I'm not saying those are bad things. But then when we start assuming ourselves that that's who you are, like Namita ji said, you self-identify yourself with who you are not,
Right.
and we start behaving as if like, yes, I have to be like this. I cannot be divorced. I cannot have a breakup. I cannot have failures. And when you have this pressure from culture and other people, so that's where the self-discovery kicks in.
I see.
So when you're not sure who you are at that time of crisis, you're exposed and vulnerable to go every direction.
Yeah.
And then that's when the question comes, are you really ready? Are you ready for another relationship, another business, any venture, anything, especially relationship? Are you ready? Are you healed completely inside out? We all say when we start looking for a partner, a relationship, we all say, I'm looking for the right person.
Right.
And we all say, oh, there is somebody made in heaven for me.
कोई तो कहीं तो छुपा है.
बहुत, हाँ.
Like you mentioned, Bollywood has इतना हमको दिमाग में वो भर दिया है ना कि oh my God.
Exactly. So Shah Rukh Khan followers or Disney World followers may not like me, but I hate to burst your bubble, but while searching for the right person, we forget, am I in the right place? Our rightness, agar हमने छोड़ के, agar we are looking for that right person in outside,
Right.
we are trying to say that I am going to be with you because you need me. We all have these needs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I meet a person and we say, I have these needs, you have these needs, and we come halfway and then survive happily, instead of saying, I need this, you are in this relationship because you need me. And that comes where we are just taking and taking and taking. And what happens when you have out of resources, with everything is exploited, the person can give only so much.
Yeah.
And that reminds me one thing, Vanshika and Suja. I need to share this. This is very interesting. There is a Buddha saying, everybody is looking for the right person. Are you being the right person?
Right.
That's so beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. And मुझे उससे याद आया, लास्ट वीक भावना जी ने हमसे बात करी थी, भावना लूथरा जी, एंड उन्होंने एग्जैक्टली इसी चीज को बोला था. नॉर्मल है हर शादी में, हर रिलेशनशिप में, ओ उसने मुझे ये कह दिया, ओ उसने मुझे ये कर दिया, मेरे पति ये करता है, मेरा पति. बट आर यू थिंकिंग बिफोर इवन सेइंग, यू आर जस्ट ब्लेमिंग. तो आप अपने को देखो कि वो ऐसे क्यों कर रहा है. हाँ, अब्यूज एक अलग लेवल है, वो अलग ही है, लेकिन अगर कुछ चीज सॉर्ट हो सकती है, व्हाई नॉट look at it positive. So that having that positive mindset,
जी.
that word, I know Sujan ji likes to throw in those nice words क्योंकि वो थोड़ा हमसे ज़्यादा गुणी है इस मामले में, लेकिन मैंने भी सीखा है अभी आपके कंपनी में रह के positive mindset.
Right, positive mindset.
Yeah.
And like to add something to that, let's take an example. You're friends with husband and wife. They are going through hard time, right? And husband comes and tells you one-on-one that this is I'm going through. My wife is acting up like that, and you meet immediately after that. You meet his wife, right?
Yeah.
फिर wife के साथ बैठने के बाद भी you will get her part of her story.
Yeah.
So husband is saying wife is wrong. She shouldn't be doing that. Wife is saying husband is wrong. He shouldn't be doing that. So you see, this is because you need me, I'm in this relationship. Because I'm helping you and you're getting benefits out of me, that's why I'm in. This is that kind of proposition. This is not a grocery shop where we are weighing this much sugar you have and I have more sugar than you do.
Yeah.
So this cannot go on in a relationship. So that's why, how can you judge who is right or wrong? So they have to meet. I have seen when we're looking for a right person, immediately comes few expectations in mind. She should be this, that, this much, blah, blah. How can you get exactly what you want in this world? It's impossible. So instead of saying, is there a right person for me in this world? It's time to say, well, to know who am I first.
Yeah.
Am I the right person for the rest of the world? Inside out. Famous Persian philosopher Rumi once said, you're not just one drop of water in ocean, your entire ocean in that one drop. We always try to individualize and separate ourselves from rest of the world.
Yeah.
But that means we don't have to worry about the rest of the water in the ocean. You take care of yourself as one bubble.
Yeah.
You're already improving yourself and the humanity.
Absolutely. So आप दोनों का कहना एकदम मतलब सही है, and when I talk मतलब और वो जो thoughts आगे पीछे जा रहे होते, but the main thing is that we have to learn about ourselves. We have to change if we through our relationships, and हर relationship चाहे वो आपके parents के साथ हो, भाई के साथ हो, husband wife ही क्यों, friends भी, I think कभी कुछ टूटता है या आगे बढ़ते हैं तो हम हर चीज से कुछ सीख के आगे बढ़ते हैं. So that leads us to our next question is, why do people go out all the time and they are still finding that void and within themselves wala void?
Right.
Yeah, a very interesting question. Very, very interesting question, and also contradictory.
Yeah.
Right.
When it is also important to socialize. But with meaning, with the proper intention, with something intense and concrete. It's not just vague, ye bhi pakad lo, this also, this is lo, keep on going. Yeah. What happens when you have gone through a divorce or any breakups or any certain setbacks? So your natural defense mechanism works there. To escape that, you go on to something which gives you temporarily relief, temporary happiness.
Right.
For that time, it's taken care of. Once you are out of that, you are within yourself. You face yourself. You face so many, you get bombarded with lots of inner questions and things, confusions and things to deal with it. So sometimes it happens again to escape that void. You go again out and enjoy and get that happiness to last for some time. And then again back to the same thing.
Yeah.
But the real thing you to enjoy, go out, enjoy, socialize, and also enjoy when you are able to face yourself. You are happy with that void between two events. That is the main thing.
So you should be able to enjoy alone. अकेले भी आप मतलब अपनी लाइफ में खुश हैं, कंटेंट हैं,
Right.
और आप अपने दोस्तों के साथ, जैसे नमिता जी ने बोला, मीनिंग के साथ आप करें, फॉलो जो करना है आप कर सकते हैं.
जी.
आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
She nailed on it. I think this is perfect, and I was doing it myself. You know, the moment I feel like I want to go out, just go out. So Vedanta में बहुत अच्छा कहा है कि जिस चीज को हम रियल सोचते हैं वो एक्चुअली अनरियल है, और जिस अनरियल के पीछे जब हम भागते हैं, we are bound to come back to the void.
Yes.
Because all we are seeing is a dream, but we need to wake up and be close to ourselves. That's when you are awakened.
Yeah.
So to add to her, I think this is very important. When you see people going out all the time, there's so many things you're missing out in your own life. One thing, I understand, I love socializing, I love going out and having fun, but you're missing on looking at yourself, sitting your own company, sitting with your own self is the biggest important thing. And that's one of the signs that you may not be ready, you know?
Yeah.
Unless your job requires you to go out or have fun all the time, like salesmen and so many folks, they have to be present.
Right.
You have to have your own time with yourself to know yourself. Like last time I said about the car,
Yeah.
when you buy a new fancy car and you take out for a ride within 1 second and you're in the middle of Hillcroft Avenue and you don't know what to do next,
Yeah.
that's not the time we know yourself or know your car.
Yeah.
You know your car when it's always parked in your own garage.
Yeah. That's true.
So when you're home to yourself, take your time to know who you are. Get rid of the void
Yeah.
and then enjoy the self-presence, just being, so you don't have to seek anything,
Yeah.
you know. And then that's how you then take out your car, yourself outside, and then you're in a better proposition
Yeah.
than not knowing. So
Absolutely. And, that discussion that we were having, that comes to my mind at this point about, when men get divorced or when women get divorced these days, it could be a bad breakup, your spouse
Right.
cheated on you, or,
Right.
whatever. That it could be anything. So what people tend to do is, या आजू बाजू के friends होंगे या advise करेंगे कि अरे now you need to just meet
Right.
one new girl every day.
yes,
And that is because हमारे देसी में भी ये एक mindset है.
जी,
हम सब गुजरे हैं इस चीज से,
जी.
तो हमें I was told, I'm sure you were
Yeah.
told, I'm
Yes.
sure you were told. So I think that is a mindset which is the reason, और जो अभी हम ये discussion कर रहे हैं उससे connected है पूरा.
जी.
Because you're at a broken level.
right.
You've been through something. Again, the same thing. Nobody gets into a marriage to get divorced.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's always एक bitter होता है,
जी,
that
जी.
parting away ways. तो उसके बाद आप बस एक दूसरी लड़की या
Right.
दूसरा लड़का या तीसरा लड़का रीबाउंड्स हो रहे हैं, ये हो रहे हैं. So उसके बीच के बारे में आप बताइए कि
That's a very good topic. When I was divorced, some of my friends, and in no mean I'm saying they're bad or anything, well, that's what they know. And that's what I knew
Yeah.
back then, right? You act on what you know. So, oh man, this is a typical language. You need to get laid as much as you can.
yeah.
So I asked, okay, well, wow, because I was curious. I wanted to make myself happy and get out of this misery, right?
Yeah.
Everybody goes through crazy times. Emotions are all over the place. You're scattered, no direction. Identity is all over the place. So when I heard that, I was like, hold on a second. I don't want to jump on any of these and really find a way to be quiet and calm once this storm is settled,
Yeah.
and then look out for a way.
Yeah.
But what if I would have gone with that advice? I'm not healing anymore. I'm actually confusing my own karma. I'm confusing my own constitution of mind and body, and I am more attaching to the one which is not real. So I'm increasing the void, because when we have fun, we come back home and we feel like, man, I should have enjoyed something more. Okay, let's go to the next thing. So we have gone through this, right? It's a human tendency to rush, to respond, to react, to jump. But when we go complete quiet and not to react to these temptations, you will come out of that void and be with your own self, and that will give us a beautiful, वो जो मार्ग बोलते हैं, जहाँ पे वो path है, there will be a light shining at you, giving you guidance to move forward. One of the sign that you are ready and moving forward.
I see. Yeah, you're at a very vulnerable stage. आप इतना कुछ go through कर रहे हो, तो जब कोई कुछ बोलता है, you're like, oh yeah, let's do this.
Right.
But like Namita ji also said, it's that temporary relief. आप बाहर जाएंगे, आप वापस घर आएंगे, आपको वो emotions सब देखो ना surround you again. And it's nothing permanent. You're harming yourself more. So, and I'm sure both Namita ji and Sujan ji, to all our listeners out there, they're not saying that मत जाओ बाहर.
Right.
उन्होंने पहले ही वो कहा जाओ, but with a meaning.
Right.
बट अपने साथ अपने आप को इवैल्यूएट करो, और जैसे वो कह रहे हैं, अपने आप को अगले रिलेशन या अगले लाइफ के स्टेप के लिए रेडी करो. राइट? ब्यूटिफुल ब्यूटिफुल कॉन्वर्सेशन. आप कुछ इसके बारे में एंडिंग नोट कुछ कहना चाहेंगे, या ये आपको लगता है कि सुजान जी nailed it?
That's ever ending conversation, discussion all the time we have. It's never going to end.
Yes. But I'm glad, and this is the core of this show, to have these conversations. Because a lot of times we don't talk about this, but people do that all the time. And that is why we like to do this show, so that we are talking about things that are being ignored. And mental health तो बहुत important है आज. And हमारे देसी कम्युनिटी में, एशियन अमेरिकन्स में, हमें लगता है कि मेंटल हेल्थ नहीं है, यहाँ इग्नोर करते हैं, लेकिन बिल्कुल ये बहुत important है.
बहुत important.
So on this note, we'll take a quick ad break, and we'll be back in conversation with Sujan ji and Namita ji. We will come back and talk about this amazing group that they have formed and how you can be a part of it. So stay tuned.
Let's go! Bollywood entertainment, Bollywood gossip, Bollywood classics.
मुझको क्या हुआ है?
To the latest hits.
मैं पानी पानी हो गई.
Local news and events happening around town. Giveaways and lots of musty. This is Namaste Radio. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. on 99.5 FM with your hosts Vanchika, Sushil and Sandeep. Listen online at namasteradiohouston.com. Download the app, available on your Android and iPhone. Namaste Radio.
Welcome to India House Houston. India House is a non-profit organization that serves the community by bringing resources, education, and services to Houstonians like health and fitness programs, language classes, charity clinic, and various events. Help the community now. Sponsor a program or volunteer for free food distribution at India House. Host your next indoor or outdoor events at India House facility, parties, weddings, or corporate events. Located centrally at 8888 West Belford, Houston. For details, call 713-929-1900 or visit indiahouseinc.org. Follow India House Houston on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back. This is Namaste Radio, our special show on mental health awareness in Asian Americans, brought to you by Namaste Radio and India House Houston. And sponsored by Hawk Foundation for Mental Health and Asian American Health Coalition Hope Clinic. Thank you so much to India House for giving us this opportunity. Today we are talking to Mr. Sujan Shah and Miss Namita Majumdar. मैं आपको आज देखती ही जा रही हूँ सच में लेकिन बहुत अच्छा कॉन्वर्सेशन हो रहा है एंड थैंक यू टू संदीप फॉर ऑल द टेक्निकल हेल्प ओवर हियर बहुत अच्छा कॉन्वर्सेशन चल रहा है एंड अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक नाउ आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट दैट ग्रुप एंड मैं काफ़ी बात सुन रही हूँ इस ग्रुप के बारे में एंड इट इज़ सो इम्पॉर्टेंट टू हैव डिस्कस दैट ग्रुप हियर इज बिकॉज what you all are doing in that group and how much it can affect मतलब देखा जाए तो लोगों को उनके मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए कितना फर्क पड़ता है इस ग्रुप में ज्वाइन करके और आप जैसे बता रहे थे क्या क्या आप सपोर्ट करते हो सो व्हाट इज लिबरेटिंग टुगेदर सुजान जी सिंस यू फाउंडेड इट
जी थैंक यू back in 2020 July I was part of one of the other group which had a similar context for people who are going through divorce, separation, and widow, or a lot of other complications when they're going through relationship. So first thing was all groups have focused on entertainment, going out, hanging out together, going out for picnics and all, which I love, by the way. That needs to happen. We're human. We need entertainment. But the basic need was not met. So my question was how this group is different than the other groups who are doing the same things all over again and again. उस वक्त मुझे ऐसा लगा कि we need to come up with some group where there is a pure focus on mindfulness.
Right.
With entertainment, with fun, with gathering. किस तरीके से हम ऐसे ग्रुप साथ में ला सकते हैं जहाँ पे हम आपके ओरिजिनल क्रिएटिविटी को बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं हाउ वी आर ब्रिंगिंग आउट योर ओन क्रिएटिविटी ओन योर ओरिजिनल सेल्फ एंड ट्राइंग टू हेल्प यू एंड हील so you can help yourself to heal and know yourself better. So that's the most fundamental vision, principle that I had. And soon after that, I came across Namita ji, and I said, would you like to be part of this group? And she absolutely said yes. And after a few days, I said, she is the most important part of this group because she helped to roll out these important rules, the policy procedures we have, and the integrity of this vision. You have no idea, it is so difficult to keep this vision alive because people come to your group expecting certain things that they have seen in other groups.
Sure.
And steering them to their own mindfulness had not been a simple job. And we're not taking their job in our hands, but even to insinuate that this group has this vision and it is better for you. It's not easy.
Right.
But we have gone through this journey, and I can tell you proudly that we have 46 folks who are awesome with us. This is like our family.
Wow, 46 members. That's
Yes.
amazing. Wow,
Yes.
wow.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. So you want to add?
Yes, as Sujan said. In simple words, it's a support group with comprehensive package. We don't just socialize, but we socialize with meaning. We touch with the whatever subject which needs to address, may it be taxes, may it be social security, may it be mindfulness, may it be emotions, may it be communications, may it be healthy relationship. Every aspect we try to cover. We have like Friday sessions, 1.5 hour. We invite different kind of guests, maybe from Federal Security Office, from all the different parts of the sectors, and we discuss. They share our insights to us because in certain crucial part of this phase, we tend to get confused. We don't know where to go. we need lots of things to steer in a proper path.
Right.
Right. So if we are not the father and mother or the parents, but we definitely can help put a ladder to climb on that proper path.
Absolutely, no, you're helping them, because again, these are probably people who are vulnerable. People
Yes.
who've been through, like you said, a divorce, or their spouse just passed away, or what are the other categories that somebody
Widowed or separated or
they're
divorced.
separated. Yes, so these are all life-changing, experiences that you go through. I mean, divorce is a life-changing. मतलब पूरी 2-3 साल जिंदगी ऊपर नीचे हो जाती है. It takes mentally, So y'all are you're giving them that support.
Right.
And like details, you were telling me that you do like this Diwali meetup, and you also listen to their problems.
Yes.
Try to help them. So that is like really kudos to y'all. Thank you for doing this for the community. And I want to definitely know some of the challenges that, if you would like to share, that people in this group have been through, or how, like if somebody in the divorce goes through, and also how one can be a part of your group.
Ji. Like Namita ji said, I want to add something more to it.
Sure.
Is one of the challenge we have is, everybody have some certain expectations that they were other part of other groups. Part of other group brings them with certain hopes and expectations. So turning them right away from the get-go, Namita ji mostly makes sure that she calls them in screen, first call, before even we take them in, identifying what's their goal, what's their situation, and if that meets our vision, and if they accept our rules, that they need to write down somewhere that they have accepted these rules, because we are very careful about if they're following these rules or not. Otherwise, it's not worth of our time. We have our own jobs, and we have our own challenges in our own life, and we're trying to embrace all these folks in our life. We want to make sure the time is well spent.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and the other thing is, I came to know, I was trying to be in some of these Shadi Melawa and all, marriage things. They had some age limits. I don't want to name their name and whatever reason they had. One beautiful thing I wanted to do was, there is only lower limit, which is 18 years old. There is no upper limit.
Absolutely. That's amazing. अरे क्यों 65, 75, 80 में प्यार नहीं हो सकता क्या?
उनको दिल नहीं है.
हाँ, because a lot of these groups, I've seen like even like matchmaking and all that, they give a limit of 35.
जी.
तो 35 के बाद बंदा क्या करे?
जी.
बैठा रहे अकेले lifetime. Like my husband got married when he was 36.
Right.
So I'm just saying, that why can't we find people?
Right.
So I'm just so happy that आप हर एज को एक्सेप्ट करते हो. एंड आपने एक एग्जांपल भी उस दिन शेयर किया था कि आपके ग्रुप में हैं लोग जो उम्र में काफी बड़े हैं, they are ready for that life. That is such a beautiful thought.
Well, can I share one example?
Sure.
This was my hesitation first. Not that I don't want to have them. From my side, I was very okay. But how would they react? Would they mingle with us? And we had that couple of times, the meeting, and people who are a little elderly, they came and they enjoyed. And that brought tear to my eyes. I was like, my God.
Yeah.
This is a blessing for our group, that there are folks.
Yes.
If they don't mind, why should we mind?
Yeah.
They mingle with us. They danced with us, just like teenagers. Then why would I limit their entry? And one of the persons, she came to me in last meeting and said, Sujanji, is there something I can bring for you? I said I should be asking you this question to you, that is there something we can bring to you?
How beautiful. Yeah. No,
Yes.
no.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
And as you said, there are challenges. Trust me, there are challenges with everything. Age, we never thought we would be, limiting ourselves. We don't want to limit because we have seen other people limit and what we have felt. Right? So we don't want it to do that to others.
Yeah.
They are involved. They are welcome. They also have their challenges. So it's not different from us. Their challenges, everybody's challenges same.
Same, yeah.
In a way. It may be customized, but in a way challenge is challenge.
Yep.
And they all come with different mindset, different this, different that, different comparison, different conditioning. ये group ये करता है तो हमें भी ये करना चाहिए. Why not? Hold on. करना चाहिए, but is it serving our purpose? If serves, yes.
So you keep a check on that.
Right.
And help them overall with all of
Yes.
this and
Yes.
uplift them. So how can they be a part of your group?
So they can look up on Meetup. It's called Liberating Together. We can post it on Facebook later as well.
Sure, we can post a link on our Facebook
Right.
Live as well.
Right.
And,
Yes.
if somebody is ready, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there,
Oh, yes.
Sujanji, Namitaji, there are a lot of
Right.
people out there.
Right.
Yeah.
From both of us, our promise is to make sure, and we don't blame them of their expectations. They're new. They
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility to introduce them to our vision, what we're trying to accomplish. And I think to an extent we have done a good job of letting them know. And we have wonderful folks in our team, our group. We call it family. And
Lovely, amazing souls.
yes. And that makes it amazing. And different conditioning, different cultures, we have people from South India, North India, central part of India, Gujarat, which is Nepal. So we are welcoming. Southeast Asian is our focus right now.
Sure.
We don't want to open it for everyone because we feel comfortable with the culture we came from.
Absolutely.
Because we're familiar with those challenges. Doesn't mean we do not want to open up for others. But I think this is a small beginning to help folks like us, especially they're 10,000 miles away from their parents, their family.
Yeah.
3 to 4 guys came crying to me and they told their story, and that was heartbreaking. I have never heard that. And I was like, wow. And I forgot about my complaints.
Yeah.
I felt like what I have gone through is nothing.
So these are men?
Yes.
Because typically we always talk about women being abused, right?
Right.
But men भी बहुत कुछ go through करते हैं.
She knows it very closely. And I was shocked. I was like, my God, you don't come across like a criminal.
Yeah.
You don't come across like any violent person or anything. I don't know what happens, behind the scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, there is a taboo, and this is South Asian, which I was talking about. Our society has a very, very hypocritic, controversial norms, conditioning, beliefs that this is women, this is men, this can happen to them, this can happen to no human, man or women. They both are human. It can happen to anyone, any age, any educational background, any financial background. Human, simple as that. It can happen anyone.
Absolutely. No, और आपने बहुत अच्छे से like she really nailed it because that is a part of our culture and that is why we need to, and we're not saying it's good or bad.
Right.
लेकिन it needs to be addressed.
Right.
एंड अगर हमारे कल्चर में बहुत अच्छी चीजें हैं तो ये जो हिपोक्रेटिक पार्ट है इसके बारे में भी डिस्कस करके चेंज करना है बिकॉज आई गेस दीज थिंग्स हैव बीन गोइंग ऑन फॉर इयर्स आफ्टर इयर्स बट नाउ लाइफ हैज चेंज्ड वी हैव चेंज्ड and we have kind of become half American, Indian. So we need to adapt to the life here.
Right.
And sometimes I am not a like person कि औरतों की मांग पूरी करो नहीं. आदमी औरत जो भी
दोनों
हो,
भी है, जी।
मैं तो बोलूं कुत्तों की भी मांग पूरी करो,
जी,
you know.
Yeah.
I have a baby, so I want to say that because everybody is important.
Yes.
Yes.
So ये जो है कि कुछ चीज़ें सिर्फ इसमें चलेंगी, कुछ इसमें चलेंगी, लड़के लोगों को पढ़ाएंगे, इनको नहीं पढ़ाएंगे, वो सब अब चेंज होना चाहिए. एंड आपने बिल्कुल सही बोला. सो इट्स शॉकिंग, बट मेन also go through a lot of abuse in their marriage, in their relationship. It's just that हमें बोला गया है बचपन से कि भाई है तो रोएगा नहीं, so वो नहीं आगे बढ़ के बताते हैं.
एक पॉइंट मैं ऐड करना चाहता हूँ.
जी.
It's critical point. Being a man, we had been told that your strengths are in your muscles, or how many ammunitions you have, or all that crazy kind of things. I don't feel those are strengths. I think strengths are how compassionate you are.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. And can you cry if you feel like crying? My God, you're just human. You have eyes and you have tears.
Yeah.
That means you can cry. Can you come out and say, I need help? Being a man.
Yeah.
Can you come out and say, I had been abused as well? Why not? I'm not here to say, okay, let's weigh in and say who are suffering more. I don't have that background. But as who I have suffered myself, I was never shy to say, hey, I need help. Why should somebody be, you're not down, you're not weaker when you ask for help.
Yeah.
You're just actually confirming the law of universe that we all are one. We
That's
came
true.
from one place, and we cannot forget that.
Yeah.
No matter how much anybody says, I am this, I am that, you're weak, you're strong. Ultimately, we came from one consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
I would add to that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage to say I need help.
It does.
That's it. So that's a man.
And
That's woman too.
yeah, and that's why I again want to reiterate this show. I feel so uplifted every time I do this show because a lot of time people नहीं बोलते हैं. लेकिन मेरी हमेशा अगर आप हमें सुन रहे हैं यही रिक्वेस्ट रहती है कि कुछ भी हो, just talk to someone, just reach out. It can start from a very small feeling, and it can change your life. But if you're feeling bad about something, low about something, please reach out to someone. Not necessary कि पहले उसमें आप प्रोफेशनल के पास जाओ, लेकिन आप अपनी दोस्त से, माँ से, फादर से, किसी से भाई से, किसी से भी बात करें. कभी कभार आप अपने बच्चों के साथ बैठे हैं, बात करते हैं, कुछ दिल की बात, कुछ makes a lot of difference. So yes, beautiful. Liberating Together is the name of the group, and if you want to join, reach out to Sujan ji and Namita ji for being a part of Liberating Together. Now we are almost at the last 10 minutes of our show. Time कैसे चला जाता है पता ही नहीं चलता है. So quickly I want to ask you, how is all this related to mindfulness and getting ready for the next relationship?
That's a wonderful question, because the entire idea of starting new starts with a self-inquiry. Mm-hmm. And I am very much a big fan of self-inquiry. In self-inquiry, people get confused. Famous Western philosopher Socrates once said that knowing thyself is the beginning of all the wisdom.
Yeah.
So I started looking into it, and then I found that when you ask yourself, Ramana Maharishi, who was here in the US many years back, he started this movement saying, ask yourself a simple question every day, especially when you feel like you're suffering. Who am I? So mindfulness is a just fancy word for meditation. Who am I? Inquiring into yourself and not attaching yourself, not identifying yourself with the external object. You're happy because happy is within you. It's not because the happiness is outside.
Right.
And when it comes to relationship, you keep in mind that you're ready when you have extra happiness to share with other person. and look for somebody who has extra happiness to share with you. Instead of saying, I'm going to depend on her for my happiness, that's when you're saying you're exploiting the other's bank account. Mm-hmm. And like any other resources, like I mentioned, it has its limit. It will run out of its own capacity.
मतलब तुम्हारा पैसा मेरा.
Exactly.
I typically tease my husband that I say तुम्हारा पैसा मेरा, मेरा पैसा मेरा.
No, but that, Sujan said very nicely. And we have heard so many of these things. यार कब तक अकेले, बहुत हो गया लोनलीनेस. अब कोई मिल जाए तो मैं हैप्पी हो जाऊं. I only ask, is it your happiness depends on the person who's going to come, or are you happy and that person is going to add happiness to your happiness?
Beautiful.
Really beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
That is one thing. यार अब नहीं खाना बनाया जाता, कोई आ जाए तो अच्छा है. I mean, is it the right reason to
नौकरानी चाहिए.
Right.
I mean, this kind of questions keeps coming to us many times.
Yeah.
So I believe if our happiness is depending on others, then how are we living?
Yeah.
How are we surviving?
Yeah.
How are we going through a day-to-day life?
I think if that's the case, we are barely surviving, because when you're done watching movie, your happiness goes down. You're by yourself. You start thinking about going to some restaurant on either Hillcroft or something and say, oh yes, that's my happiness. You come back home and then you have not put yourself to a little bit of resting and all. You start looking for other happiness.
Yeah.
So it's like running your home electricity on generator all the time and expecting it to last forever. We cannot do that.
No.
There has to be electricity from the higher consciousness.
Solar energy.
That's it.
Yes.
I love it.
That's good.
Absolutely. You nailed it.
Solar energy पैदा करो. But yes, no, it's important. It's important. And आप दोनों जो कह रहे हैं बहुत important बात कह रहे हैं और की बात कह रहे हैं. But I just hope, people out there understand what we are saying.
Right.
Because it's absolutely right. अरे, और बहुत बार होता है मेरा बच्चा अकेला रह रहा है, USA में पढ़ने गया है तो बस शादी करा दो. But does he want it?
Right.
Now he's gone through a divorce. Now he's living alone. He was so used to eating the mast bhindi, roti, paranthe from the wife. अब दूसरी शादी सिर्फ खाने के लिए तो नहीं चाहिए.
नहीं.
And वो भी होता है कि आज इसके साथ प्रोग्राम बन जाएगा, Tuesday इसके साथ. We are just fixing going out.
Right.
Even if you are married as a couple, how important it is to spend your time with each other rather
Very
than
much.
only एक दिन मम्मी पापा आ जाएं, एक दिन ये फ्रेंड के यहाँ चले जाएं, एक दिन इस फ्रेंड से मिले. It's so important that you spend time alone, and I think a lot of couple miss out on that.
जी.
I तो force my husband every week. I'm like, नहीं, आज की शाम तुम्हें सिर्फ मेरे साथ रहना पड़ेगा.
I remember, no weekend.
No weekend.
We'll talk on Monday.
No, it's important, right? You have to make rules. Otherwise, टाइम नहीं लगता है अलग होते होते थॉट्स फिर अपना फोन में लगे हैं. सो ब्यूटिफुल डिस्कशन. एंड since we have very limited time, one last question I want to ask you is why is self-discovery, tell me again, why is it so important to move on to the next relationship? और आप अपने ग्रुप में क्या बोलते हैं इसके बारे में?
जी. So the moment, I'll give you with example. A person, when I interview or talk, just, friendly talk, they say, oh, she shouldn't have done this to me. She should have done that. She is wrong and I'm right. Mm-hmm. No, she has to be wrong and I'm right. Big red flag. Mm-hmm. Not in others, for ourselves, not to criticize ourselves. We need work in ourselves. The moment we start weighing about relationship, who is how much right or how much wrong, this will never end. It will not get into a right relationship either, because we'll be looking for wrong reasons.
Right.
The entire thing I explained in this phrase right now is all self-discovery. Knowing oneself. When I say bad things about my ex, I'm not at all ready, because I'm not focusing on myself.
Yeah.
I'm paying rent in my own home instead of enjoying the home I bought.
How beautiful is that? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Very important.
जी.
Very important.
That's why.
Thank you so much, Sujan
Thank
ji.
you.
आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
Yes, is self-inquiry. We talk a lot. He's more well-versed. But yes, each time when a person enters to the group, what the time he or she enters is the time for us.
Yeah.
Back, we do not know.
Yeah.
So from there, this we try and steer in a certain direction with all the topics, discussions, the rules, everything, all the thing revolves around steering them towards this self-inquiry, mindfulness and everything, which will make them a better person within themselves
Sure.
rather than anything else. And the name, liberating together.
Yeah.
It is the key word. We all elevate each other, support each other, liberate each other.
Wonderful. Beautiful. So that is liberating together. And Sujan ji and Namita ji, thank you so much for talking with us and sharing all that information with us today. Before we leave, we want to again thank India House Houston. Visit them at indiahouseinc.org for all the different classes that they offer free, and their upcoming event next Saturday, India House Diwali Bazaar from 11 to 3 at India House. And of course, Hope Clinic, you can also reach their behavior department at 713-773-0803 extension 196. Thank you so much, India House Houston. Thank you so much, Hope Clinic, Hog Foundation, Asian American Health Coalition, for letting us do this show on mental health awareness in Asian Americans. We will be back next Saturday at 10 a.m. for our regular show, but another speaker for this important topic. We will be back at noon on 99.5 FM. Don't forget to like Namaste Radio on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much, Sujanji. Thank you so much, Namita ji, for coming out today. We will pin your information below the Facebook Live. But जल्दी से अगर आप अपना number या कुछ देना चाहते हैं, website.
Sure. So website is Sujan Speaks on Facebook. You can reach me there. And my number is 360-244-0891. And if you have any questions, or if you're going through certain situation, especially with marriage and divorce and all, you can always reach out to me.
Absolutely.
And look up for Liberating Together on Meetup.
On Meetup.
Ji.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Namita ji.
Welcome.
Thank you, Sujan ji. It was a pleasure आप दोनों से आज बात करके, and great discussion. And this is not the last time, so we will be back for more discussions and these topics, because it's good to talk to people who've been through that experience and also who are helping not only themselves but uplifting others. So liberating together, everybody. If you are interested in joining this group, look it up on Meetup. So thank you so much, and Namaste. Have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you.